Hi everyone. I am going to be starting the longest line project right now. I've got a black marker and I have a square piece of paper. It's not too big. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing a long meandering line starting in one of the corners. And what's important is that you go slowly and draw your line so it kind of twists and turns around the paper, starting in one corner and just filling up the space. Use a variety of different types of line: zigzag, curly Q, wavy. You can even build in some little hidden shapes. For example, maybe I'll do a little like bunny head shape right here. Or some sort of flower shape. Or maybe it looks more like a hand, actually. You can just kind of be creative and take your time and fill in the space with your long line. Now I'm going to check back with you in a few minutes when I've made some more progress on mine, and then I'll continue with the rest of the directions. Okay, so I am getting very close to finishing this step of the project. As you can see, I have filled my page with the long twisting, turning line. And as I get close to the end, I'm just going to kind of go right off the edge of the page. As you look down at my longest line, I started here and I twisted and turned and zigzagged across the page and ended up over here. It doesn't really matter where you begin and where you end, as long as you fill in the page with one continuous line. One thing I want to point out on this one that I started earlier is I don't want to see people doing this. I'm going to do this on purpose. This is what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to scribble and overlap your line, because it doesn't get this, you don't get the same effect. Also, I want to make sure that people understand that when you're doing your meandering line, you want your lines to be close to one another. You want the line to twist and turn and fill the page without a lot of white space in between. Okay, so the next step is to trace 4 shapes on the surface of your project. I'm going to use a bottle of vitamins to trace a circle, and I'm doing it in pencil first, just in case I make a mistake. And then once I trace it in pencil, I'm going to go over it with my marker. Now, I've done a circle for my first shape. The next shape that I'm going to do is going to be I guess I'll do a rectangle. I'm going to use this ruler. It does not have to be a ruler. You can use anything with a straight edge if you don't have a ruler at home. Once again, I am using a pencil first, just in case I make a mistake. And then I'm going to go over it with my marker. So I'm going to come up with, like I said, 4 different shapes. And I think what I'll do next is I'll do maybe a triangle and maybe a square. And I'm going to do that now, and then I will be back to show you how to finish your project. So I am ready to add color to my longest line project. As you can see, I have made a square, a triangle, a rectangle, and a circle. And you can do any shape. Those are just the ones that I chose, but you do want to do 4. Now, within those shapes, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be picking 3 colors, and you can use markers, crayons, or colored pencils for this. And you're going to do 3 different sets of colors for each shape. For example, I've chose light pink, dark pink, and orange for my rectangle. What you want to do is within that shape, you want to very carefully color the shapes that your line created. You do have to take your time for this and pay attention to where you're coloring. It's kind of easy to lose track and accidentally color outside of the shape. You want all of the coloring to take place within the shape. Now, when I'm done with, and I can repeat this light pink throughout the shape, but I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to switch to the orange, and I'm going to color some of the areas in orange. Now, this is going to take a little while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one that I did earlier. This is one you can see that I did earlier that I finished my circle. And then one that I finished is here. As you can see, each shape has 3 colors. And I've only colored inside of the shape. And that is the longest line project.